Welcome to Red Bull Rampage in Virgin, Utah. We're back to witness the best free riders in the world come together to build the biggest features and throw their biggest tricks for everyone to see. So obviously, they're gonna need some burly bikes to handle those tasks. All the athletes are out on the hill today. It's ride day 2, so let's check in and see what rigs they brought to the desert. Joining us up next, we got a bit of a local here, DJ Brandt, and his fully custom Commencal Furious. So, do you want to run us through a bit of your setup for the Rampage course here?
Yeah, so my setup with my Commencal Furious, I got this insane paint job. This thing is out of control. I'm really psyched on that. The boys hooked it up. Get into the race face wheels wrapped in Kinder rubber, and then race face cockpit as well. We got the Errant saddle up here, and then we got some Shimano braking and shifting components to top it all off. So when we get into the suspension here, we got the Marzocchi setup. I got a 550-pound coil in the rear. In the front fork, I have it maxed out with 7 volume reducers and probably about 90 pounds of pressure. I put the volume reducers in there so like it'll be a little soft off the top and then can ramp up pretty good once I get deep in it off of like drops and whatnot. So yeah, so far this thing's been treating me really well. Got some first hits in this morning and I'm really excited for the days to come.
So you mentioned you're running Saint components head to toe. What size rotors are you going for out here?
Saint components, my rotor size is just the classic 203s, as much brake power as I can get. Just shut it down on the steep stuff.
Exactly. And pretty tall guy, I noticed. So you've got pretty tall cockpit, got a bit of a rise there. How wide are your bars?
I don't really know how wide my bars are. I think I had like a pair of bars that I liked like a couple years ago, and I always just hold those ones up to them and just cut them about the same length. So
I like it. We run a simple operation.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get too crazy. I don't get too in depth with my setup. I just like run what feels good, and then we're good. Yeah.
What's something on your bike, DJ, that you just cannot leave home without? You can't ride if it's not dialed?
I think suspension. Suspension has to be it. Like if your suspension's off, you're toast. But you know, if your brake's a little, you haven't bled it in a while, you're misbehaving a bit, and you gotta pump it up, whatever. But I think suspension's got to be it.
Anything else we're not seeing with the naked eye?
Just pretty stoked on these seats. Me and Ethan have been producing these seats, and it just adds that little extra bit to your bike to make it look pretty sweet. And we got a few designs to match all the different paint jobs and all that jazz. So get your cheeks on our seats.
Yay! Well, look good, feel good, you're gonna ride good. We've already witnessed that. So thanks for the chat today.
Sweet, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Cheers. Joining us now, we've got Sean Murphy, who's been Brandon Semenuk's mechanic for quite some time. You came all the way to Utah from Squamish, pretty much with this bike. So I think you're the man to tell us the most about it. Give us a quick rundown.
Sure, it's a Park XL frame, Session Park. We're running a Zeb this year. Yeah, it's a pretty cool setup. We got 27.5 front, 26 rear.
I think most people at home probably anticipated seeing another Zeb out here on course this year.
Yep.
But what's different? It's a brand new fork for sure.
Brand new fork, yes, we've played with that one. This thing is pretty amazing. Just everything's new on this. The damper air spring, all new. Same with the rear shock. We have hydraulic bottom out in the rear shock. Progressive air cans on this guy. Way nicer to set up. It's been really nice setting up the bike. Over last year's we had to do quite a bit of work to help it out, but this year the new stuff is absolutely rocking really well. So we got 5 rebound, mid setting on the low speed compression, we're mid setting on the high speed compression, and 2 tokens set at about 240 psi, 244 psi to be exact.
244 psi. And how many psi in the
fork? Is 63.5.
Big braking power. We got the code RSCs, but what rotors is he linking those up with?
Okay, so we're running 200mm rotors. Yeah, front and back. We're running the slightly thinner rotors just for rotation. When Brandon spins, we can tell the difference between when we run the 2mm versus 1.8s.
The things that probably none of us normal folk will ever notice on a bicycle, but Brandon Semenuk, he notices.
Yeah. He's running the Industry 9, the 305s. Like I said, 27.5 front, 26 rear. I9 hubs as well. These ones are pretty cool. They're all blacked out.
Yeah.
Black spokes, black rims, everything is pretty cool.
Black on black on black. Well, thank you, Sean, so much for taking the time. I know
Thank
Brandon's got a lot of digging left to catch up on as he was out there racing his car, but we appreciate you taking the time to fill us in.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll see you out there.
See you later.
Coming back, you've seen this guy at multiple Red Bull Rampages, but now you've got this sick, evil bike. So, Kurt, do you want to run us through what you're even riding here?
Yeah, totally. Loving this thing. It's the Evil Insurgent. It's a 26 rear, 27 front, that mini mullet. Loving that for the Freeride stuff. Yeah.
Let's talk a bit more about the wheels here. Another aluminum set. What are you running and how much PSI in the tires? Because that's a huge factor.
Probably more around the 30, 35 PSI mark. And yeah, I love rocking the Magic Marys. Really grippy tire and kind of use it for everything.
How are you running your fork?
Yeah, I got a Push HC97 internal in there, tons of compression. Got that tuned up by Interior Suspension and Nelson. So it is just like super stiff, like supple initially, but then just ramps up.
And then to complement that, you got the Push coil shock in the back. Very cool. Run us through how you're setting that up.
It's got 2 pathways, so I can have 2 settings just with a flip of a switch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the switch was about, and that's it. Cool.
Yeah, so the one path is tuned to be a little bit stiffer, and then the other one I usually run it a bit softer, so if I am gonna go ride some trail, I can just like hit that switch. And then the Overture seat, just great for pinching, grabbing, comfy.
Good point.
And then, yeah, the OSX bar cut down to 780.
So I guess the final thing to talk about on this bike, it can't be missed. It's the paint job.
Yeah, it's ocean inspired, just love being by the ocean and the surf, sunset, yeah, birds flying over.
Thank you so much, Sorge. I think we covered all the finer details on your Evil here, and we appreciate the chat.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Good luck today.
Yeah.
Joining us right now is first-time Rampage contender here, William Robert, all the way from France, and you brought your Norco Shore. So tell us a little bit about your bike and starting with your size.
Yeah, Norco, they paint me like a custom Shore. It's the medium frame, and the paint is from fresh paint of Whistler.
It looks like there's more and more custom bikes here at Rampage, the special paint job. Did you help come up with this idea, or they just handed it over to you?
No, it's come from my idea because, yeah, the biggest event in the mountain bike. So, yeah, I mean, we need the custom paint. It's something special.
Sweet. I see you went with the 27 5-inch wheels front and back. Is that kind of what you're accustomed to from, say, the Fest Series jumps you ride a lot?
Yeah, no, for me, the 27 now, it doesn't matter because, yeah, we ride during so many years now with the 27. So, yeah, for me, it's all good to ride like that.
Very cool. And I see you've got the Suntour suspension, the air, front and rear, as opposed to like the coil. So how are you setting that up for the Rampage course?
So the pressure, it's like the maximum. And yeah, that's it.
Do you know how much PSI that is?
110 in the front. And in the back, it's almost 300 with 6 or 7 tokens.
Let's talk about the tires a bit. That's super important as it's your contact on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
So what kind of tires are you running?
I ride the Griffiths 2.5 front and rear. I ride tubes because I don't know why I don't ride tubeless, only on enduro. But yeah, I never ride tubeless with my DH bike.
Tell us a bit about your cockpit. From this angle, the bars look pretty wide.
Yeah, I ride with the Chromag with 25 rise. And yeah, I don't cut my bar, so it's like 8.
I think they come at 800.
80 centimeters, so.
Yeah, 800 millimeters.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy math. You got all the Chromag bits. You got the Scarab pedals there as well. What's so special about the hubs?
Because in the front they do like a small draw, and it's my tattoo.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, and they put the you know, the location of exactly the location of the rampage.
Oh, dope! Like the longitude, latitude.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, for me it's cool to have this one.
That's super special.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else has that. Sick. Well, thank you so much, Will. It was great to get to chat to you.
Thank you so much.
Stoked to see you ride out here for your first Rampage ever.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Stressed.
It's all good. Don't stress it. Thanks, mate.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We're up on the rider's left ridge. We had to come find Alex Volokhov and his Rocky Mountain. Dude, you've dug it 7 Rampages, and this is your 8th. So what bike did you bring here?
I brought my 2022 Rocky Mountain Slayer, running a large. It's a large 29 frame with a couple mods so I can run at 27.5.
Very nice.
And yeah, it's perfect for this. I love it. Light, nimble.
So you're running tubes, front and rear. What sort of PSI are you putting in those downhill tires?
Right now it's like 35 or maybe a little bit less. Both.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
A little bit both. The dirt's pretty soft here and we have new tires that kind of still grip pretty well, so.
Yeah, I noticed you're running the purple compound. So for Schwalbe, that's the ultra soft.
Extra grippy.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
notice it makes a big difference?
For sure, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, Schwalbe Magic Mary in the front, Big Betty in the rear. Around some Industry 9 wheels. They did some custom stuff on the hubs for me, put my initials on them.
Oh, what?
Hope Tech brakes, FSA bar stem, cranks, headset, seat post. Those guys helped me out really good. And then, yeah, just kind of rounded it out with some stuff from NRG Enterprises.
So let's talk a little more about the fork, because you say custom tune. You're a big, strong dude.
Yeah.
What did they do for you in there?
Basically just made it really stiff and progressive. And then yeah, the Hope Tech 4 brakes, which are insane. You really gotta trust your brakes out here. They look sweet and silver.
Yeah, we like silver. Silver looks nice.
I'm a big fan.
It matches the paint job too. So how did this paint job kind of come about?
When I found out I got the invite, I really wanted just a rattlesnake bike. And then talking with the guys at Fresh Paints, they had the idea of having a little Geordie head on it.
Oh.
So the snake went into the snake hole, which kind of tied it together. They did such a good job, I was blown away. Yeah, it's pretty fun unwrapping this frame.
Thank you so much, Alex, for the chat today. I am hyped to finally see you here riding, not just digging, and can't wait to see what you pull together this week.
Thanks, Christina, stoked.
Cheers, mate. Thank you so much for tuning in today, where we got to talk to some of the athletes about their Rampage bike setups. Stay tuned for the rest of the week though, because we've got more videos coming your way, including some practice highlights, course preview, and of course, the big show on Friday.